everyone, it is HB and I am back with another speed build. This is again a tiny home. It's a tier 2, so it's actually 63 out of 64 tiles, so I was able to keep it just barely under the maximum tiles. Uh, this is going to be a starter home for my sim Chester Greene, who you can kind of see it in some of the shots on the sidewalk out there. He is going to be the first generation of the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge that I am starting. So this house doesn't have a whole lot of landscaping because it was outside of the budget, but I was able to make him a greenhouse so he can work towards the scientist skill. If you're not familiar with the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge, the first generation represents mint. The sim has to have vegetarian, jealous, and materialistic traits. The chief chief of mischief aspiration, and be in the scientist career. Before you can move on, they need to master the scientist career, complete chief of mischief aspiration, and master mischief and logic skills, and complete the elements collection. So keeping all that in mind, I wanted to have several things around the home to help boost logic skill and also help with his career. I did playtest this home, so it's completely functional. I literally love this corner bedroom that I did so much. I ended up putting the desk in there, and it it's like a one tile desk for tiny home, so or tiny living, but I'm really I like how it turned out. So some of the objects that I included to help with the challenge are the elements table, since we need that for storing the elements as we collect them. The greenhouse I've made so that we can plant plants and work on gardening skill and things like that for the scientist career. A computer, which can help with logic and all of those kind of things. Fun, computers. And then I also included bonsai tree and a chessboard out back. I'll put one out back in a little while. I included tea maker, since you can make, I think it's pitch black tea. I don't know, I'll have to look again, but one of the teas I know helps with focus, and that helps with building logic and all of that. So hopefully I've got a really solid setup here for him, and then I'll be able to add more decoration and landscaping later on. I do include some shelves, which you'll see me place in later, to put fossils and things that he can study on. I think I'm going to end up moving the bonsai tree that I put by the front door, which you'll see. I think I'm going to end up moving that out to the greenhouse, which I didn't want to do originally because I wanted to keep that space open for as much gardening as I could fit. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because it's kind of crowded by the front door. I really like the glass table against the glass that I end up choosing. It makes the space feel a lot more open. And it seats 4 Sims, which is really cool because he's supposed to be pretty sociable. And so I actually made him join 2 clubs, and I'll get into that more in the first episode of my Let's Play, but you'll see. And so I wanted to create a space for him to have, company at home. I really like how I did his little living space. I've never used the TV like this in this swatch, but I set this little space so it's still open, and there's lots of seating, like I said, for entertaining. And I go ahead and switch out the bed because it was an uncomfortable bed. So, and I really like the new beds that came with Eco Living. Yeah, this is where I'm going to put in the vertical gardens. I do leave those there by the front door. I think I'm going to have him grow some herb bushes and maybe like just a bunch of spice plants is kind of what I'm thinking for him. And I need to move the thermometer or the temperature. What is it called? I don't know. I need to move that. I left it glitching between the chemistry table, but I will fix that before we play for sure. I also decided to put some gardening boxes outside because I wanted to be able to do some gardening outdoors when plants are in season. I'm kind of going to play around to see what plants we can make and like how I can make them work in the different seasons. I'll get into that more in my Let's Play, but I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out, and that's kind of exciting. I put that wooden trash can out front by the door, which I kind of end up liking how it looks. And then I just do just a little bit of dirt around the place and some stone and flowers, pebbles, whatever, pathways. And I do end up going with one tree in the yard. And like I said, I plan on adding some more landscaping as he gets some more money. I'm going to add some more decoration and stuff for around the house. It's just too much money right now. It's just not got a whole lot. But I think the first episode, I'm going to spend some time doing some gardening, and that space will look a lot cooler. So I'm not sure if I will upload this to the gallery yet, or if I will upload it after he does the gardening and I get the first place. But here's the pictures of the final looks, and you can kind of see how this all turned out. I love the back of the house, honestly, the best. That's my favorite thing with that little greenhouse. There you can see the temperature gauge needing moving up, which I'll do. And I think I'm going to move the bonsai tree like I said. But there's a nice little living space, plenty of space for entertaining. So I am excited to play the Not So Berry Challenge, and I look forward to seeing you all then.